Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN1769, and if you're looking for a low mile example, this is probably right up your alley. Low mile accident-free example. This is a 2016 083 with LA30 red interior. Again, VIN1769. It's for sale on Facebook Marketplace right now. It's been listed for about a month, and somebody sent it to me. I don't always catch the ones because they're further than 500 miles away from me. It's for sale with just under 25,000 miles for $65,000. Now, at first glance, that sounds like a high price. However, these cars that have about 20,000 miles on them, that's not too far off, and we'll get into that when we talk about the price. Especially this being an accident-free example, there's not a lot of them with this amount of low miles and no accidents. Production statistics. So this is the most common color, white with red. I've talked about it in other videos. 648 out of the 2,348 cars for the US 49 were ultra-white. Of those 648, around half, 361, had LA30 red interior. It is the most common color combo, as I said. 15.37% of all of the US production was this color combo. That's a lot. So like a 1 out of 10 for rarity. You're gonna see a bunch of these. For 2016, 372 out of the 1,418 cars were ultra-white, and of those, 214 had LA30 red interior. So this car is one of 214 at its rarest. In the Corvette world, that may be pretty rare. In the GSF world, as common as they come. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. Carfax shows this as a 3-owner, no accident car. Epic VIN shows this as a 2-owner, no accident car, which is not correct. AutoCheck shows this as a 3-owner, no accident car. So I think it's safe to assume this is a 3-owner, no accident car, Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida car pretty much its whole life. Previous sales. So this car first went on sale in May of 2016, $88,000 in Concord, California, and it sold in July of 2016 as a lease to a buyer in Georgia, so about 2 months. And they didn't have it long. Right after that, in December of 2016, $68,000 is what it was listed for with only 3,000 miles, sold L certified in Roswell, Georgia, to a buyer in Tennessee in February of 2017. So again, about another 2 months, quicker than normal when these cars were new. September of 2022, $60,000. So in 6 years, it's only depreciated $8,000, and it's now got 22,000 miles on it. By the second owner, looks like it was for sale by them, not by a dealer, listed on AutoTrader or something, in Cleveland, Tennessee, noting that it has the Apexi exhaust on it now, but it still comes with the stock exhaust, and it's sold in 6 days to the current owner, who is now in Florida. So the owner originally listed in March of 2026. Here it is, the middle of April of 2026, 24,600 miles for $65,000 in Florida. So the current owner has only added about 2,500 miles-ish, and the price is about $5,000 higher. And not out of the ordinary. You know, I've talked about values in the past, if you guys have followed me. The curve, you know, there was the COVID bump, and then about summer of 2024 was about as cheap as these cars were ever gonna get. And then since summer of 2024, they've basically been on the rise. Up until about Christmas time last year, they were kind of flat. And then in the last 60 days, they've been kind of back on the rise. And so if you're hoping to get one of these cars super cheap, you're gonna be limited to rebuilt title, salvage title, or an extremely high mile example. That's basically it. And so this is none of those. This is a low mile, no accident, Southern car with hopefully no other issues. So that brings me to the photos. So there's not a ton of photos that are posted. It's kind of typical of a Facebook Marketplace listing, but ask the seller for more photos. The big thing that I noticed on the exterior, other than the stickers on the door, so the seller states that it has the Apexi exhaust, and it comes with a stock exhaust too, which is fine. But it has paint protection film on the front clip. And if you look in the photos here, you can see that the PPF is starting to yellow, and it's oh so obvious on a white car. From the front fenders all the way to the front of the car, it looks yellow. Paint protection film, 7 to 10 years max, is as long as you want to leave it on to remove it and replace it. So that would be the absolute first thing I would do if I bought this car. I would remove that PPF before it causes any further damage. If it starts cracking or turning black or anything like that, then it's going to be so much more difficult. As somebody who used to install it, it will be so much more difficult to remove and replace. So I highly recommend go doing that right away. But the car overall, it looks really clean. I don't see anything else. You know, the car has 25,000 miles on it. You know, it's basically a new car. And in the interior, it's no different. I don't see any excessive wear. Now, it doesn't look brand new. Like the seats don't look like, still have that satin finish where they look brand new, but you know, you can tell it's been used. But the carbon fiber on the interior, don't see any delamination there. So, I mean, everything kind of looks like it should. And so I have no surprises, no concerns or anything like that regarding the photos. Just ask for more. So as far as the price goes, it is slightly high, but it's on the upper edge of the bell curve. And I think that if I were buying this for me, I would probably try to get it closer to 60, but there's a reason. So when you look at cars like this where they're low miles, you have to look at like fluids and you have to look at rubber parts, belts, hoses, tires. Look at the dates on the tires. So if you don't know how to do that, on the sidewall of the tire, there will be a 4-digit number and it'll say like 0617. So that is the 6th week of 2017. I said 0617, yeah. But it goes all the way up to 52. So if it's 5217, that's it. The tire was manufactured the 52nd week of 2017. Look for that on this car. And if the tires are old, if they're older than about 7 years, you probably want to replace them as they get hard or they dry rot, you know, depending on how it was kept. If it was in a carport versus it was in a garage, you know, how much exposure to UV sunlight did it have? Things like that. So that would be something to pay attention to on this car is rubber parts age. But because the car is 10 years old, I would look at doing fluids in it too. We'll look at the service history and see if any of that's been done. Again, with the price, I think 60,000 is probably where I would try to get this. But at 65, it's going to take a very specific buyer for this type of car because it is significantly higher than like one with 80,000 miles or 100,000 plus miles. And there's a buyer that's looking for a low mile, clean title, no accident example, and that's this. And so there is a premium for that, and they can ask a premium and they will probably get it. But it's not going to be the buyer that's trying to find one of these for $40,000 or $45,000. So there is going to be a buyer. It may sit around for a while because of that, but eventually that buyer will come along. So that brings me to the service history. So this car, there's not a lot of service entries because it only has 24,000 miles on it. So it's basically just oil changes and there's not a lot to touch on. The first entry of note is January of 2017 at 3,000 miles, the certified pre-owned prep for being L certified, and they had to do nothing to it. Not surprised at 3,000 miles. August of 2018, the JLB recall was done. That's the high pressure fuel pumps. Good to see that's done. September of 2022 at 22,200 miles, so about 2,000 miles ago, someone was doing a pre-purchase inspection before they bought it, and that would probably be this current owner that was doing a pre-purchase inspection, and they noted that the front brakes were 8 millimeters, the rear brakes were at 10 millimeters. That tells me that the rear brakes were probably just replaced, and the front brakes probably not too far behind. So it was either done DIY or it wasn't done at the Lexus dealer, but this car at 22,000 miles, probably closer to about around 20, it had new brakes. And when they were reporting that, they also reported that the tires, front tires had 8 30-seconds tread, the rear tires had 7 30-seconds, new is 10 30-seconds. So this car's had tires replaced most likely at least once prior to this. So new brakes, new tires, 2,000 miles ago, but that was in 2022. So the tires, if they were, remember this car hasn't had a lot of miles put on it. You don't know how old those tires are or when they were actually replaced. So at its newest, the tires that are on it could be 4 years old, but they could be significantly older than that too. So again, look at the tire dates. That's another thing. And August of 2024 at 24,257 miles. So just a couple hundred miles ago, but almost 2 years ago, just an oil change. And that's really all it needed. So what's not done? Just reassure yourself that the brakes and tires were changed on this car and how old they are. Front lower control arm bushings, they are a rubber part. They are a known issue on these cars of causing interior inside tire wear on the front tires. Look at those. The ZLZ, sticky deformed delaminating dash. This car has been in Florida. If it has not been in an air-conditioned garage, if it's been sitting in a carport exposed to the UV heat, possibly, it could be sticky. The in-service date on this car is June 16th of 2016, 6/16/16. So the expiration of that coverage is June 16th of 2026. So you have about 2 more months, and Lexus will cover that free of charge if it is even the slight bit sticky. So that would be something to look into. And when you're looking at this car, just press your finger down kind of firmly on the dash. If it feels like it's sticky, Lexus will replace it free of charge, and you have 2 more months left to do so. The normal customer service things on this, the customer service programs, none of them have been done on this car. So that is the low pressure fuel pump, the humming or buzzing you hear in the back seat, hasn't been done on this car. The KLG, that's the GPS location, that hasn't been done. The HVAC servo sweep, that hasn't been done on this car. The fluids, everything in this car is 10 years old, and maybe when the brakes were done, the brake fluid got done, but brake fluid, coolant, transmission service, TBD service, stuff like that, none of that appears of record to have been done. So I would ask the owner more about that. And then of course, the brand new recall that just came out a couple days ago, that's called the 26LA05. The interim number is 26LB05. That is a low pressure fuel pump. All 5 years of the GSF are covered under that. There's no parts available yet. So that will be something you'll have to do in the future, is just take it to the dealer and it'll get a new low pressure fuel pump. Just for reference, that part is about $500 plus labor to install it. So, you get a free fuel pump out of it, worst case, but it did have some issues apparently. But overall, I would just say it needs a little bit of catching up on maintenance, but just kind of the usual stuff, nothing out of the ordinary. It's pretty typical of what you see for low mile examples like this, that they need to be caught up on rubber parts and fluids. And so that's basically what this needs, along with the customer service programs, if they apply to this car. So would I buy this car? I think I would if I could get it for a little cheaper, as I've kind of covered. Bring it up to date on rubber parts and fluids. And so you kind of have to factor that into part of it. And of course, the paint protection film removal and replacement. And as always, the valley plate. I didn't talk about that in the service part, but inspect the valley plate. These cars, I haven't seen one with this low mileage yet. I've seen one with 30,000 that has needed the valley plate resealed, but it's heat cycles and time. It's not necessarily mileage. And so this car is 10 years old, and it could have had a lot of short trips, and it could be leaking. Valley plate, if you have it done at the dealer, $2,000 to $3,000+. If you have an independent mechanic, $1,200 to $1,500 is kind of the going rate for that. But that has not been done on this car, so something else to factor in. It just popped in my head while I was thinking about it there. But overall, it's not terrible. And there are only so many of these left that are clean title, Southern car, accident-free. And so this is one. And there's not a lot of them that have that few of miles left. So this car has that going for it. And as I said, it's going to take a very specific buyer that's looking for a low mile example like this, that's willing to pay a little bit of a premium for it, because there are not a lot of them out there. So if it's something you're interested in, definitely go check it out on Facebook Marketplace. The seller's name, I'll leave it right there. I'm not going to leave a link because those get removed and things over the years, and this video is going to stay up forever. But the guy's name is right there, and you can set your location to Central Florida, search Lexus GSF, and the listing will come up and you can get a hold of him that way. Unless he sees this and he comments on the video, you can contact him that way. But otherwise, that's all I've got for you. So VIN 1769 definitely has good bones, probably needs a little bit more money into it, as is always, but looks like it's going to be a pretty good car. So thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.